How can we divide it? We can assess quality by making a poetic assessment. A poetic assessment. That, I mean, the immediate. We cannot make an assessment from the guideline that is here in the pocket. We have to make the assessment intuitive and directly from our heart. And that is what I call it, a poetic assessment. And we have to have genuine equestrian wisdom and consensus of terminology. Otherwise this will be very difficult. Educational understanding of what I just talked about, the difference of basic and what's beyond, where goes the line, and intuitive aesthetic experience. And this genuine equestrian wisdom, including in that, is, for example, the knowledge we got from Huysman yesterday and these things. It has to be based on anatomy and some logical foundation, not fashion. If not being based on fashion, what do we have to base our judgment of quality on? Now, here is the secret. The secret is aesthetic. He also mentioned that yesterday, didn't he? Yeah. And the aesthetic part is, you can phrase it in the good, the truth, and the beautiful. Now, what is this? The good is the knowledge of anatomy and education. Okay. The truth is knowledge of anatomy and these hardcore things. But they goes well together because the difference is what Huysman talked about yesterday. The functional anatomical parts goes in this part, the truth. And the aesthetic part he talked about comes in this one. Can you see it now? Do you understand this? Good. This is important. And when it's good, when it's true, it's beautiful. This is simple. So, one of the other good guys, Pluvinel, he was a Frenchman studying in Italy and went back home and wrote a book and had some fun back home. He wrote this. This is from his riding theory book. It is like a poem. We shall take great care not to annoy the horse and spoil his friendly charm, for it is like the scent of a blossom. Once lost, it will never return. Now, this is so typical. When riding, to go like this, with the head and neck, in a way that the musculature don't work properly, but the muscles are becoming what he described as braced. Then this happens. And if we do it long enough, or on a young horse who is offering by itself collection, if we are very greedy riders and say, thank you very much, I'm so fucking good, I can handle this, and don't give the horse the reward to open up the ankles again and say, thank you, dear horse, for being so kind of going into collection. I will now, in this split moment, reward you to open up the ankles again. If we don't do this, then it will be just like the blossom. The scent of a blossom, once lost, it will never return. I'm sure you have all examples. You have seen horses that have been used like this in young age, and they lose the finest, their really finest, and when they have lost it, they will never get it back. Horses are so beautiful, and they love to show us how beautiful they are. If we just let them. Another guy. Now we are on the topic of the perfect outline. Klinsner, a student of Steinbrecht, he says it like this. The outline of the horse must never be regarded as a frame that the horse should be forced into. It must be. And a lower note should be given when the horse's highlight harmonic cadenced movements is prevented by overdone front leg action, not being in harmony with the rest of the horse's movements. Does this sound familiar?
Yeah.
And all except Einar is allowed to answer now. Now, the thing is, doesn't this also sound something familiar with what Huysman talked about yesterday?
Yes.
Did you also know that this is taken from the guidelines in Guiding Academy? No, you didn't do that. Thank you very much. It is. Okay.